First, I'd like to say thank y'all for coming today. There's a couple things we really, really want to stress to the public. Of course, we've had it for years now. It goes on, and I've done several press releases on it. But we're going through the times again with scams by phone. And we've had some recent transactions done by these individuals that is including our department. First, one thing I'd like to get clear. The judicial system does not work that way, at least not in Houston County. And I think I can speak for Chief Benny also. We do not call you to tell you we have a warrant for your arrest, for missing court or for any type of activity. And especially demanding you to put currency into a particular device to more or less withdraw the warrant. It's like I said before, and I tried to make it where you'll remember it. We may knock on your door, or I may kick your door in, but we will not call you to tell you we have a warrant for your arrest. Please understand that. We've had several victims fall to these scams in the past week, and a lot of times you cannot recover their loss. Some of it's done from overseas. Some of it, they may want to get all your vital information, but a lot of the ones we're dealing with now, they're wanting currency. And I'm going to have Corporal Barnes explain on these last couple we've had how they've done it and give you an idea that is not how the judicial system works. Real quick, we had one of my officers was standing next to me, got a phone call and said, "This is Chief Deputy Washingham, Houston County Sheriff's Office. We have a warrant for your arrest. You missed court." And he hands me the phone. And I said, "Hello, who's this?" "This is Chief Deputy Washingham, Houston County Sheriff's Office. We have a warrant for your arrest for failing to show for court. Sheriff Valenza is very adamant about us following up on this." I said, "Well, I'm Sheriff Valenza, and my chief deputy's name's not Washingham." And he disconnected. Well, naturally, it's computer generated. So we do not call you on that. Please don't fall. And there's other type scams. There's the Social Security scams that they disconnected you because of illegal activity. They want to get your vitals. Do not fall for this. Call us. Just hang up on them. And if for some reason, somewhere, which is not going to happen, if it's legit, they can call us and I'll tell them I was the one that said, don't respond to them. So with that, I'm going to get Corporal Barnes to come up and explain this last few scams that we've had and where we at as far as trying to work it. And
I'll just give you a quick update, and I brought some numbers with me. In the past week, we've had citizens of Houston County be victimized at a little over $10,000. And I do want to give you some specifics on what to listen for if you do answer a phone call and it's somebody on the other end demanding money. It's a scare tactic. They are wanting to put fear in you in lieu of going to jail, pay X amount of dollars, and you won't be arrested. And some of the specifics are, if you get a phone call that says, "Hey, you have missed jury duty, you missed court, you were summoned to appear in court and you missed," and they start asking you for information, and they demand that you pay $1,000, $2,000. Wednesday, it was $8,500 for one individual here in Houston County. And we're working that case as we speak. They also ask you to send gift cards, and they will stay on the phone with you until you go to the bank and get the money out, until you go to Publix, CVS, Walgreens, anywhere you can buy a gift card. To get a gift card, scratch the numbers off the back and send them a photograph of it. And those gift cards normally range $250 to $500. And then once they get an individual one time, they're going to call back a month later. They're going to call back 2 months later. Just this week, we've got an open case where a citizen here in Houston County is north of $100,000 in money lost in a publisher's clearinghouse scam. That's money they'll probably never get back. And it angers me to no end to know how hard folks work for their money and how easy it is to get a scam over on someone, and they'll never see that money again. The latest one is the individual answers the phone. He's informed that he has missed jury duty, and he needs to pay $8,500. The individual stays on the phone with the victim for over an hour. And in that time frame, the victim goes to the bank, gets the money out of the bank, and takes it to a local grocery store that has a cryptocurrency ATM in it. They're in gas stations as well. And so that cash was turned into cryptocurrency. You also know that as Bitcoin. And that transaction was sent to someone unknown at the moment. But just as we're speaking to the citizens of Houston County, I'd also like to send a message to the suspects. You commit crime in Houston County, there's a good chance you're going to get caught. Doesn't matter if you're stealing a lawnmower, or in this case, you're scamming citizens of Houston County. We will use, with Sheriff Valenza's support, we will use every means and resources we have to find out who is behind the phone call. And when we find out, we're going to do our very best to present a case to the district attorney's office to make sure they're held accountable. Y'all have any questions?
Can you just talk about what would potentially happen if someone was to miss jury duty? That way they know what to expect if that was ever to happen, instead of expecting a phone call for $8,500.
And the sheriff might be able to answer that more specifically.
Yeah, if you was to miss any type of subpoena, jury duty, witness, first the judge, they would try to make contact. They would notify us, court security. We would try to make contact. If it was, sort of time consuming, they may issue an attachment. It's similar to a warrant, but all it's doing is giving us the authority to go to you and pick you up and bring you to court. It's called an attachment. But by no means you're financially responsible for missing jury duty or as a witness in whether it's criminal or civil. But the court will issue an attachment for us to go make contact and say, hey, did you forget you need to be in court? And we'll escort them or follow them or bring them. And that's normally what happens.
Kind of building off, what you said. You saying that these scammers, they get people to pay a certain amount of money to kind of forward a quote-unquote warrant. Even in a regular situation, is that possible just to pay a certain amount of money to get rid of a warrant on your name?
That's not how the judicial system works. Anytime, if you were paying anything, say it's a civil case or a garnishment or you were convicted and you had to pay so much a month, you have to go to the courthouse, to the clerk's office, and meet with them, and this is where you pay your fines and stuff in the clerks. They may let you by mail, but they don't call you and say, give me this information, go here and put it here. All transactions would have to go through the courthouse. And that's the safest way, to look at it. So.
You guys folks, this has been, really popping off last week. Do you guys have, any numbers on how many victims so far you guys ran into with these type of scams?
Oh my goodness. I mean, this happens. I've done these press probably 2 or 3 times in the last 5 years. I would feel safe to say we probably get sometimes 3 to 8 a month, if not more. And a lot of them don't fall for it, but we've had several that did fall for it because they feel like their freedom's fixing to be violated and they're going to jail. Well, you don't go to jail for that. You know, now you go to court, the judge will ask you, why did you miss? And that's pretty much it. And then you'll carry on. But there is nothing that I'm aware of in my 45 years with the department. There's no system in place where you are ordered to go to a location other than the courthouse and pay to take care of an issue that arises from what they're saying you missing court or missing payments.
Now, as the years go on, technology advances more and more, and especially the younger generation coming up, they're more acclimated, they're more familiar with new technology. Have you guys noticed like a certain age demographic that are usually falling victims to these scams? Is it like the older crowd, or is it just kind of spread evenly throughout?
I think at times, I think it could be spread out. Now we did a thing on the swatting a while back. There were a lot of juveniles, but in this particular incident, I think we're looking somewhere probably between, I would say, 18 to 40, maybe older. Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys, but obviously you guys are searching for the scammers. If found, what type of penalties are you looking for, like as far as jail time or just things of that nature? If found.
Well, I can tell you right now, if we find them, we're going to push to the max that we can get, and we are going to. And I feel sure District Attorney Goodman will back us as far as making it mandatory without probation for doing stuff like this. This is just taking advantage, and how they just happen to get a lot of them seem like elderly, I have no idea. I know years ago we went through some training where some of the federal agencies went undercover in other countries, and a lot of it could originate. I'll give you an example. This one was Romania, and with all the coffee shops and stuff they had computers. Well, in some of those countries, they'll take the kids, and if you don't do this, we'll kill your parents. And if the parents, you don't do this, we'll kill your kids. Well, they're all on computers. The computers everywhere. And so you might be assigned 25 calls today. Well, you may do this scam 25 times. Well, if you get 4 hits, that's pretty good because there's still another 100 kids or young adults on these other computers, so everything they get is to the good. You may get like I said, 4 out of 25, but you may get $10,000 to $20,000, $30,000 out of it. So it's just something that it's actually pathetic, and we're going to do our best to bring them in. I can tell you that right now. Right? Okay, thank y'all.